And I'm here to talk about one of my longtime friends, Brother Alvin Sykes. First thing I want to say is that I'm going to really miss this brother. He and I were very close. We did a lot of work together. I've known him for about 40 years, and he has accomplished so much. I'll just start out by saying that one of the most impressive things to me about Alvin is that by profession, I'm an attorney. And I used to discuss these federal civil rights statutes with Alvin. And Alvin, a brother with a 10th grade education, was educating me, the attorney, on federal civil rights statutes. This brother would go in the public library, he would go in the law library. He schooled himself on these statutes, and not only just the statutes themselves, but how to use these statutes, how to interpret them, because a lot of people can read and understand a statute, but how do you make use of it? And attorneys know that you've got to be very creative and really assess the situation and see how a particular statute fits. And Alvin was one of the best at that. The other thing that really strikes me about Alvin is that he was a very humble brother. You never heard Alvin raise his voice. You never heard him really brag on himself. He was very humble, but that didn't stop him from really accomplishing so much. A lot of people know about the more famous cases that Alvin did with Steve Harvey and, of course, the Emmett Till bill. But Alvin helped a lot of people, just regular people here in Kansas City. What would happen is that people would have issues regarding their civil rights, and they would call Alvin. And Alvin would do whatever he could to help anybody, whether not necessarily for pay, but just to be helpful. I would say that given where Alvin started, he accomplished more than most anybody that I know. Alvin was one of the most remarkable people that I ever met. And he was a founding member of the organization that I belong to, the National Black United Front. And this October, that will be 40 years ago. So my association with Alvin goes back at least that far. Not only were we colleagues in terms of fighting battles, but we were also very good friends. I used to talk to Alvin quite a bit. All of us used to help him whenever we could with his various ventures. And like I say, he's a brother that's going to be sorely missed in this city. He's got some major shoes to fill. There's some major shoes to fill with Alvin's passing, and I'm going to miss him tremendously.
It's Leon Dixon, and I just want to reflect on some of my memories of Alvin Sykes. As I recall, Alvin Sykes he was a phenomenal young man. You know, he had a turbulent childhood and he wasn't able to finish high school, but he was self-educated. And in fact, a lot of people say he did more law studying than a lot of people who went to law school. I tried to encourage people at the time to give him an honorary degree, but that never took place. I really sort of wish that could have happened, but we tried to make it happen. But Alvin is to be remembered for his work he did in terms of getting civil rights for like crimes that had been committed against Black people during the civil rights movement. He was able to go before Congress and reopen those crimes that were committed against civil rights workers back in the 60s. And then, of course, he's mostly remembered for what he did with the Emmett Till. That's what he got his most national fame for. But he did a lot of local work as well that a lot of people may not reflect on or may not recall upon, but that's how he got started with local crime against Black people. Mainly the Steve Harvey case. That's how he got kicked out. But it evolved into some more serious and some more complicated work. And Alvin was quiet, he was humble, you know, he was very easy to get along with. And everybody, I don't know anybody who did not like him, who did not think well of him, you know. And he will be surely missed because of his affections for the community, his work in the community, his work even on local and national levels. And best I can say, he was just one phenomenal young man and be sorely missed. And I'm sure he will reign supreme and high amongst the members of our ancestors. And I would like to close with this. There's an African proverb that says, it refers to the ancestors, people who deceased, whether the ancient ancestors are recently deceased. And basically what it says is, as long as there's somebody that can call their name, their spirit and their essence will still be with us. And so I would like to leave with this. We should always keep in mind and remember to call the name of Alvin Sykes. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this opportunity to talk about Alvin Sykes. I met Alvin when Steve Harvey was murdered. Steve Harvey and I grew up next door to each other. And his mother was so desperately shook to her foundation when those racist murderers got away with it. And then Alvin got involved. He started the Justice for Steve Harvey League, did his research, and he actually changed the courts so that those men were retried and convicted this time for violating his civil rights. I admired him for his commitment to the community, for his commitment to evoking change in the justice system for people of color, and for recognizing that. Later, as I learned that he was self-taught, I was even more impressed. He has been a great asset to not just the people of Kansas City, not just to the people on 55th Street, 3116 where I grew up, and 3110 where Stephen grew up, and not just to the people in our neighborhood or on our block, to this whole city, but to this entire country. And he's had an international reach. When we talk about one person can make a difference, Alvin Sykes is that person. He is that exemplar of what a single person can do to change the world. And I'm honored to have been able to.
This program is brought to you by Black Star Group.